Hey guys, just thought I'd start part 2 of what's it like being a missionary. I think I left off with the MTC. Yeah, I think that's where I left off. I didn't even talk about the call center in the MTC. That was fun. I only did it once. And that's where people that have questions, they call the call center, and you get to answer people's questions, They're normally simple questions like, who's the prophet, or, what do you guys believe? What are some of the basic beliefs? Or if somebody wants a free movie about Jesus or a Book of Mormon, they call that hotline. Yeah, one of the really cool things I loved about going to the Missionary Training Center was the fact that we got to, well, not everyone gets the opportunity to, but when I was there, I had the opportunity to listen to one of the apostles speak, and that's not something, you get on a daily basis, or at least not in person. And it was a really spiritual experience for me. And I really enjoyed it, and took a lot of notes, and I've been able to apply a lot of those things in my mission and in my life. So after the MTC, once your time's up, I think you wake up like the middle. Well, I did. I had to wake up in the middle of the night so I could catch my plane all the way to Peru, right? And it was me and like 4 or 5 other missionaries, right? We all took the same flight to Peru. And it was so cool because I remember we were on the plane, and there were some other people from some other church. I think they were like Baptists or something. And they started asking us questions about what we believed, and they tried to prove us wrong on some of our beliefs, and we had the scriptures, to show them, saying, this is the way it really is, You just gotta read the scriptures completely. You can't take things out of context. And a lot of times churches do that, they take things out of context. But we were able to share the gospel with them, and, a lot of missionaries would call that Bible bashing. We weren't really bashing. We were just having a pretty decent conversation. They were going over to do some service, some mission for like 2 weeks or something like that. And then they asked us, well, how long you guys go? 2 years. And they're like, dang, yeah, I remember that really vividly in my head because, before I went on my mission, I went to this thing called seminary, right? And they have this thing called the Stake Presence Award. And I got that all 4 years in a row. And pretty much to get that award, you have to memorize a certain amount of scriptures, right? And I had, all these scriptures memorized. And I don't know if the other missionaries had them memorized or if they knew them or not. But I'm pretty good at, memorizing scriptures and finding them. I've always been good at that. It's just, I got blessed with that, And, yeah, so we were sharing scriptures with them, and I could really tell that, they were, starting to see from a different point of view, Because a lot of times, when you're in one church, your view is blocked, right? Anyways, back to my mission. So, we're on the plane ride. We got to Peru. Man, I was so lost. All 5 of us, man, we were lost, man. We didn't know any Spanish. I mean, we knew, like, a few words. But we didn't know nothing, man. Right? We thought we learned Spanish in the MTC. We didn't learn nothing in the MTC. Right? We were trying to speak Spanish, and nobody could understand us, and I remember because we were lost, and we were trying to find our ride. Somebody's supposed to be waiting there for us. with a sign or something, holding up a sign saying, missionaries, nobody was there, right? So if I remember right, I think I wrote this down in my journal, but I think we were walking around for like an hour and a half trying to find our ride to the Peruvian MTC. Finally, they found us, and I remember, man, it was amazing. The first night we got on this bus. It's a pretty nice bus, and we're just riding through, Lima, from the airport to La Molina, and this place is gorgeous, man. The city, the agriculture, I mean, they had plants, and everything was so beautiful, right? And then as we started getting further and further, we start seeing, more humble areas, areas that, are where, they're very, very humble. They don't have as much money. And just seeing the contrast between, the city and the suburbs, it's amazing. And so we got to the Peruvian MTC, and it's like this compound, right? There's a guard guarding this cement wall that goes all the way around it, right? It's like a compound almost. Because, people know that white Americans are there, and they think we're rich, and, well, we are compared to them, but, they try to kidnap missionaries sometimes, and all that crazy stuff. But so we got there, and there was an armed guard. I can't remember if he was armed or not, but I know there was a guard. And it was awesome there. I loved the Peruvian MTC. The thing that I noticed at first was it seemed like every day we had chicken, rice, and potatoes. Chicken, rice, potatoes, man. Didn't matter what meal it was. It seemed like it was chicken, rice, potatoes for dessert, breakfast, lunch, dinner, man. But really, we had a lot of variety. After, 2 weeks, I loved the food, man. After 2 weeks, I loved it. But the first 2 weeks, I was fed up, man. I thought I was going to eat rice and chicken and potatoes the rest of my life there. Yeah. They have what missionaries call as a P-Day, or a personal day. And when you're at the MTC, I think it was I think we had, if I remember right, it was, we had a personal hour every day. It was like an hour or 2 hours every day where we could, go outside and, do some sports and, instead of just sitting down trying to learn Spanish, because they're cramming Spanish into our heads like crazy, And not only Spanish, they're cramming the lessons into our heads, what we're going to be teaching people. And effective ways to get the Spirit effective ways to bring the Spirit in to the conversation, and also effective ways to open these people up, because a lot of people are closed in, especially in America. People don't like talking to you if you're a stranger, But I remember, man, the Latins are so good at soccer, man. We would play soccer, and that's pretty much the only sport we played, really. I mean, we played a little bit of basketball, and us Americans, we stomped the Latinos at basketball. I mean, they didn't even stand a chance. But at soccer, man, they whooped us, man. We didn't even stand a chance, man. They were, dancing around us, kicking the ball between our legs and stuff, and we were clumsy at first, And, man, I love playing soccer. And so, we also had time to write our families. We wrote letters. We wrote letters, and we also typed up emails. We were only allowed to do emails once a week to our families. And I would always talk about how much fun I was having, and all the cool things I was experiencing, and how much I was learning the language. Yeah, the Peruvian MTC was awesome. I loved it. And the Peruvian MTC president, was related to Groberg. In the movie The Other Side of Heaven, it was his brother that was our mission president in the MTC, and he was super cool, man. I love that guy. He was awesome, and we learned so much there. We learned so much Spanish, and my companions were awesome. So I'll just close the video, and I'll tell you guys more about the Proving MTC in the next video. Hope you guys have a good night.